but this was our big gun. Now it just looks like you're stalking him. I think in the eyes of the people who don't follow it that closely, which is most of the country, here's the thing about Bob Mueller. He's like the last person, maybe the last thing in America that left and right agreed on. Left and right basically agreed. This is a guy of honor. This is an honest guy. This is an honest broker. Whatever he says goes. Americans are not into details. Don't read it to me, Bob. Just give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. The fact that he was like, I don't. If you couldn't impeach before, how are you going to impeach after, or should you?
Well, is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is.
That's with all of the difficulties and all of the fake investigations and the Adam Shifty Schiffs. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen.
This might be the most jaw-dropping video on the internet right now. BillMaher just called out Adam Schiff live on TV, and wow, it was something else. On his latest show, Bill didn't hold back. He went straight for Schiff's reputation and gave a brutally honest take on why the Democratic Party is falling apart and why it might not bounce back. Seriously, you'll want to watch every second of this. If you're enjoying the breakdown, hit that like button. It helps a lot. All right, let's kick things off with how the so-called woke warriors did a full 180 on democracy the moment Trump started winning again.
Day, bit by bit, drop by drop, we see our democracy evaporating. And you need to look at the cumulative total of all this and how much damage is being done. And I think my colleagues have to ask themselves, why am I here if not to defend this beautiful system we have? And speak out and act my conscience and whatever my voters do. I always tell my constituents, the job of a member of Congress is not to get reelected. It's to do the right thing and still find a way to get reelected.
Honestly, it's refreshing to finally see Shifty Schiff get the roast he's long overdue for. But here's the real twist. It's not even surprising anymore. Let's be real. The guy is always wrong. Remember when he confidently said Trump would lose or claimed Trump only cares about himself and his money? Meanwhile, it's actually Trump who's been out there pushing for America, fighting for the economy, the country, and even our kids' future. The difference between talk and action? Yeah, it's never been clearer.
Is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure. His sole achievement in life was fighting a losing war against Donald Trump, and now President Trump is in the White House, and Adam Schiff is the leader of a dying and dethroned movement. It really is amazing. Think about what the Democrat Party is fighting against. What are they trying to stop?
As always, they just can't stop yelling about Trump. But here's the thing. He's not the one wasting time on the noise. The real story? These wokies are too busy shouting to notice they're making themselves look even worse. They keep doubling down, totally blind to how they're exposing their own mess. But then comes BillMaher, dropping the perfect truth bomb that shuts down every one of their weak arguments. And it's glorious to watch.
The only thing he cares about is himself and money. And going after the money is a way to bring about some real justice.
Do you think
the reason why Joe Biden is going to beat Donald Trump is because at the end of the day, America is going to want a president who is a decent human being, who doesn't shit on other people, who has some interest in the American people, some interest in something beyond himself. I think at the end of the day, people are going to reject this bigoted, divisive figure. They're not going to want to put the country through.
And yet, the Democrats are still doubling down on the exact things that cost them big time. Now, they're stuck. Meanwhile, Trump's the only one looking like he actually has a plan and a clear message. The funniest part? They were so confident, talking like they had the next election all wrapped up. But now, boom, one of their own just dropped a truth bomb. And it's the reality check they never saw coming. Says everything, doesn't it?
The Atlantic put out an article last year, and it was called "Separating Sports by Sex Doesn't Make Sense." Right. And talked about how we separate sports like the WNBA and the just because it's just socialization. This is insane.
I agree.
Okay. That's why people vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. Because there's stuff like that on the left that people just go, I know Trump's horrible.
And it wasn't just BillMaher calling him out. Donald Trump jumped in too, and he did not hold back. In a fiery 2-minute speech, Trump called him a watermelon and absolutely ripped him apart on the spot. It was bold, direct, and classic Trump. No filters, no mercy. And honestly, it just proved how badly this guy is losing his grip.
The flip side, and here's the flip side. You can like Joe Biden, but hate Capitol Hill. As it has been for so many years. When you look at people, think about Trump. You ever watch Trump debate? This is why I was joking around and said I challenged him to a debate. What would I have to worry about? He doesn't say anything. He goes up against Democrats. It's going to be very, very good. It's going to be fabulous. But they got wait and see. He hasn't said anything, right? And nobody on the Democratic side has, what is it, the pizzazz. I know you got the substance, but you've got a lot of people out there that are preoccupied with their own lives, and they want somebody that knows how to ingratiate
themselves with them. That's what in debates is called a gish gallop. It's called a gish gallop.
I understand.
The difficulties and all of the fake investigations into Adam Shifty Schiff's. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. And the biggest head. We call him watermelon head. I'd say, how could that big fat face stand on a neck that looked like this finger? How can it? It was the weirdest thing. It's a mystery. Nobody can understand it. But he's one of the most dishonest human beings I've ever seen. And you know how we can allow people like that to run in office is a shame, but we did. He was in charge of the witch hunt. You know, he was in charge of the fake witch hunt with Russia. It was a made-up story. Made up. Think of it. They make up a story. They know it's made up. It's gone on for a year and a half, 2 years. Russia. I knew nothing about it. The only thing I knew was that I taxed the pipeline that I told you about, that I put all sorts of sanctions and everything else. They never had a problem like they had with me. But it was Russia, constant, as a method of, what they did is that was the complaint about why she lost an election, because crooked Hillary was expected to win the election. But they didn't see what we saw. We saw the biggest crowds in history gathering, only superseded by the crowds we just had. But here's a guy that goes out and he goes to an intelligence hearing or whatever you might call it, and it's supposed to be secret. He'd walk out, he'd either make a call off the record, this is crooked Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff. He's a shifty Adam. Or he'd just go out blatantly and have a news conference. And because it had to do with me and my family, he'd go out and have a news conference. And he said, now you've got to remember, he knows it's a hoax because he made it up with crooked Hillary. So he knows it's a hoax because we're dealing with human beings on the other side. He'd say, Donald Trump Jr., the son of the President of the United States, will spend many years in prison.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got more bold takes and real talk coming your way.